So, hello.
Hello, Tatiana. How are
Hi,
you doing?
Dmitry.
How are
I'm
you
fine,
doing?
thank you. I'm fine. How are you?
Thank you. Not bad too. So today we have very interesting and very popular topic. Yep, inside our community, I guess. And
Yeah, and we're starting our first webinar after the holidays. So,
yep,
I'm glad to see you and all the people joined.
yeah. I hope that the start of the new year, 2023 year, yeah, for us will be the great. Yep.
Yep. So far we have 21 participants already joined us.
Awesome.
Yeah, so we can wait probably for 1-2 minutes so more people to join and we can start.
Yeah, sure.
How were your
So
holidays, Dmitry?
I think they was good, quite good. Yep. But I guess that everyone just missing. Yep. About the work. Uh, just want to start the new year with new activities, with new energy, and with new inspiration inside our souls and hearts. And I think that altogether we are one of the greatest communities in the world. So, yeah,
So,
I think
sounds
that
good.
yeah, this assumption is right.
Yeah, that's correct. All right. 23 people are here.
Awesome. So we can wait for a minute, and just after that we can start.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
And what do you think about today's topic, Tatiana?
Oh, that's very good topic, I would say, because after the holidays in general, maybe some can feel a bit down, a bit lazy, and everyone has to find his motivation in work, or maybe it's like a good start of the year to find your motivation in general, your goals, your you know something that inspiring. Yeah, right. So
Yeah,
I
sure.
guess that's good choice for the topic to start the year.
Yeah, and I think that the best option is to share some kind of tips and tricks, yep, about that process today. So I think that we can start.
Yeah,
Yep.
sure. Let's start.
Okay, great. So, guys, yep, can you see my screen, by the way? Everything is fine?
Yeah, we can see your screen, Dmitry. And also, I would like to encourage everyone to put the questions in the chat during the speech of Dmitry.
Yeah.
So we can conduct a Q&A sessions in the end of the presentation.
Absolutely. Guys, do you see, are you able to see my, actually the full screen mode of presentation? Just a
Probably
quick question.
people cannot answer you
Okay,
in the voice. So
yeah. So you can see my full screen mode, yep.
let me check something.
Yeah.
Probably I will
Yes, I
try.
think yes.
Okay, great.
Right now, yeah. So, hello, dear colleagues. Hello, the best BAs in the whole world. So, our greetings with the new year, and this is our first global business analysis community event in 2023. So, let me introduce a little bit this today's topic. Yep. Guys, we think about some kind of motivation and self-discipline in the BA work practice, and the main question for us actually is the question how we can conduct the balance, and does this balance possible in general in our work? Yep. Why? Because a lot of BAs, yep, especially senior guys, middle guys, senior guys, lead guys, they could be overloaded on their projects, and this is critically important for us to understand how we can catch the balance in our motivation to move forward or at the same time, at the same time, we need to think how we can provide the key abilities, or what kind of characteristics we should use to provide the great self-discipline in our work. Why? Because this is a critical point for us, absolutely critical point for us. And because this is a root or roots, of our success. And today we're going to think together and going to speak together with you, as usually during our webinars and workshops or events in general on global level, how we can understand the whole topic. I can say sense. So let me introduce myself a little bit. I know, guys, that a lot of you knows me very well. I am Chief Business Analyst 1, Dmitry Lozovitski, EPAM, Ukraine, west part of Ukraine, Lviv, or West CAB community. And I'm glad to share knowledge, with you guys on regular basis about different interesting topics and our practice, So what kind of agenda we're going to review today, or what kind of questions we're going to review today with you? I just highlighted the 4 aspects of today's webinar. First is about motivation as a main trigger of initial movement in the BA work. The second one is disciplinary component of BA's work and why it is so important for us, as I mentioned. And of course, we're going to talk about, we will have a few words about the actual questions of the balance of motivation and discipline. And usually, we're going to provide to you guys some kind of approach, we can say tool, for your usage, how you should understand your goal, or how you could understand your goals, and how you should estimate the surrounding, or just your environment, and does this environment helps you or not, to achieve these goals. So as usually, you will go after our today's webinars, not only with deep dive theoretical understanding of this topic, but with some practical tools as well. And the last question that we want to highlight, this question is really tricky, but really important, or I can say extremely or hugely important for us. So this question of approach, of forming BA's optimal workload at the work or at the project. Does it possible in general or not? It is really critical for us so much to know on what things we're going to concentrate our attention and our capacity and our actions. So, and as usually, we are going to share with you some time, or we're going to provide with you some time, and you will share with us some of your questions, and I hope that we will be absolutely useful, and our answer will be applicable for you guys. So let's go forward. This is short information about myself, and I want to start with Napoleon Hill, one of the famous men in psychology, science, and entrepreneurs area. So some people dream of success while others wake up and work hard for it. Guys, I like this quote so much because this quote is deep and wise. And this quote just illustrates or shows us how we should think about our actions, about our movement, about our motivation in general. And this thought, is extremely, again, I like this word, and this thought is extremely important for us to understand how we should deep dive in highlighted topic. Yeah. So please remember this useful thought and useful quote, and we starting. So the first slide, as usually, I just propose to use for the better understanding of motivation definition. Yeah, and what is motivation? What is motivation for us? Yeah, how we should understand this, the sense of this of this object. Yeah. If we're going to find some information in different kind of sources related to psychology, to economic, to management, and if you go through different kind of dictionaries, official dictionaries, you can see that we can say that you can see that we have some kind of definitions. Yep. And I like this one because this definition is the most laconic and simple for understanding, but with a great accents inside it. So, what is motivation? How we can say about what we can say about motivation? Motivation is a reason or reasons for acting or behaving in a particular way. Guys, please highlight two keywords in that definition: acting or behaving in a particular way. So this is about our movement. Yep, we going to do something if we what we need to have at the roots there in motivation definition or motivation understanding. And we have three roots in general that are triggered us to move forward. So the first one is need, the second one our needs, the second one our wishes, and the third one our willingness. And these is key drivers for our movements, for our actions on consciousness and unconsciousness level. I mean, first of all, on professional habits level or just our personal habits level. Yeah. And this is really, really interesting thing, because if you want to provide some kind of analysis of your motivation, you should definitely deep dive in your needs understanding, wishes understanding, and the willingness understanding. And what kind of how to say, what kind of object these three roots of motivation could born or just going to born? Yeah, this is the next entity in our life, and I can say that this entity is enthusiasm. Yep, for doing something. Yeah, we need to have some kind of enthusiasm. And what is enthusiasm for us? Again, next question. If we going to use 5Y technique, yep, to validate something. So enthusiasm, this is a wish. Yeah, I mean, enthusiasm, this is some kind of trigger to do something, real trigger to do something based on needs, wishes, or willingness. And in general, we can say that this is a feeling of energetic interest. You can see, guys, so we burn the next entity in this analysis chain of motivation. Yeah. And I can say that feeling of energetic interest in a particular subject or activity, and eagerness to be involved in. Yeah, so energetic interest in particular subject or activity. Yep. So please remember these two components, because we will need these components for our next steps of analysis of motivation as a regular in regular or deep sense of this word, and our process, how we could conduct all things related to our self-motivation way, yeah, or approach. Let's go forward. So what is the why we should know the interest? Let's come back. Let's jump back again. I just want to highlight one more thought, that why we should know, why we should think about the energetic interest, yep, and our roots, because these things is key triggers to do something, as I told. But in BA lives, we have, in our personal life, in our BA life, in our professional life, we have concrete things. So let's think about our needs, wish, or willingness. And if just 2 years ago, IIBA Institute just provided some kind of interesting research about BA's motivation factors roots. Yep, they provided not very small but pretty full-size list of different motivation factors for BAs in the world, and they provided some kind of range, yeah, for these factors. And I want to highlight the first 5 or top 5 motivation factors of business analysts in their life, in their activity. So as you can see, of course, these motivation factors could be different or could have different priority for you guys. It depends on your level, of needs coverage, wish coverage in general, and some kind of factors that could influence on you in your personal life right now. Yep, but in general, we have the next statistic information. The first one is switch to or have an interest in work. And this is a number one. This is motivation factor number 1. And you know, guys, because really, when somebody growing up to some level of proficiency, this person always earlier or maybe later ask himself about what I'm going to do at my work. Is really, am I happy, or are you happy? Yeah, you can say, are you happy or not with your work? And this is the main trigger to do something new, to do something useful that could help you to grow on the next level or the next step in your life. And that's why I think this factor is on the first place. Of course, business is always business. On the second place, we have good compensation factor. Yes, sure, because our earned money for us is a tool or instrument for what? To make alive our wishes, needs, yeah, and to make our life happy, yeah, more happy or more comfortable and interesting. The third factor is ability to travel a lot. Yep, because the work role of business analyst allows you to go through the whole world. Of course, COVID made some influence, but I think in the future it will be covered. Yep, and we will come back to our regular BA life with a lot of traveling and with a lot of enjoy and with a lot of new experience in general. The fourth is best career opportunities, and the fifth is great options to study. Yep. So this is a key motivation factors roots for business analyst to what? For what? These motivation factors related to wishes or needs. Yeah. It's based on your conditions, on your surrounding, on your works, on your work case that you have right now. But all these things all this at the same time. Again, some reminder. These factors could have some special, maybe special accents during the current period of your life right now, and they can have some. They could have some different places in every individual case, for you, but all of them in general, or combination of some of them, should born the interest, your real interest, to your work, to your growing ability, and interest. So what is the interest? You need to understand your interests, and in business it doesn't depend on type of business. This is psychology law. If you understand the real interests of your colleagues, clients, opponents, you will build definitely a good bridge to for your cooperation. If not, sorry, you will miss something, and you're going to have definitely some kind of blockers or obstacles on that way. That is why this is a basis how you should understand yourself in your personal life, first of all, to go forward, or with your motivation understanding, real deep dive understanding, and usage of this information for the best career growing inside company, and in general in your life. So what are the interests? Let's think about this entity. And we can say that this is a feeling of waiting to give your attention to something, or waiting to be involved with and to discover more about something. So this is a real triggers. As I told, and we need to discover them. So, and with that slide, you have first your home task, I guess, small task, but very pleasure task for you, to think about your motivation factors, to make the personal list of your motivation factors, or their combination right now based on your life conditions, personal life conditions, work life conditions, project life conditions, etc. Why? Because we're going to grow, and we should know what we're going to do with that. This is the basis. So please just use this information to think about your motivation factors in general. Real motivation is always a balance. Where is the balance? This balance is inside our head, and the cross or border of this motivation, of this real motivation balance, is going through your ambitious. Going through the thin line of your ambitious and your abilities. And we can say that our real motivation is always combination behind our needs and our wishes. Part needs part and wishes part in our life. This is a real dot. Start doing something on our way. And I can say that we can say, altogether, I think you agree with me that when you're going to realize, not to understand, but realize, because we have a difference behind these situations, when we're going to know something and realize something, when we're going to know something and realize something, we realize something only after we got some experience in our life, and all of us have this experience right now. So this is a red dot to doing something, as I told, realizing of our real needs and real wish in concrete moment of our business analyst life, and based on concrete conditions on our projects and our surrounding. Motivation lifeline. When you realized your real motivation factors, you need to think and you need to know how you should care or how you should maintain yourself during this process, during the whole process. Yep, in your motivation control in your life, when you're going to achieve your goals, when you're going to change yourself, etc. So motivation lifeline. We can say that in general, we should divide this motivation timeline in 3 big parts. And as you can see on the screen, we need to understand for each part, we need to understand the timing or time, yep, that this part could continue and we need to understand the core basis, what is going to, what should be born on that stage or step, what kind of accents we need to provide, and what kind of focus we need to do. So step 1 is a red dot, start doing something. Yep. As you know, from our motivation factors slide, we need to realize our triggers, motivation triggers, main motivation triggers, wishes and needs. After that, when you realize them, and when you compare your soul wish as your soul, I think yourself wish, yep, with understanding of what you're going to do, when you created some kind of list of motivation factors for you, and you should explain on that stage why you interested in that things, yep. So this is a moment when true interest born. True interest is in that moment. True interest will be born in your soul, in your heart, in your head. And the main accent on that stage that could continue from one moment of appearance of true interest up to 3 months. Why? Because you need to have support the interest in your actions to make something on stable basis, and only in that case you're going to continue such kind of activities and you're going to make your interest alive. Yep. And the main accent on this stage is awareness of wish or need and goals. As I told, awareness. This is a key word for us. Not just knows in general that you could have in your wish and needs list. You need to aware for what you need this or that. For what? This is a key question on the first stage. So the main focus is just try to do that. Just try to start to think about this, to think about the things or wishes and needs that you have and you are interested in, yeah, and to think about and to provide your attention and your action step by step during from 1 moment up to 3 months. During this period, just provide your actions in direction of your interests. Yep. Preferably on the regular basis. Yep. In that case, you're going to make some kind of the way that you will keep in the close future. Yeah. The second step is discipline factor. Yeah. Discipline factor stage is about the results as a key source of motivation. We are motivated when we start doing something. We're going to be motivated with the first results that we will get. Yep. Or that we got after the first steps that we made in the direction or just factor of movement. Yep. We can say that on this stage is critically important to understand time and to keep the time and effort balance with and work results awareness in general. Yep. Work results awareness allows you to keep the pace and try to grow the interest. Yep. And this is natural process, because if we going to think about the curve of learning something new, we have such curve, yep, in science, in practice, and you always should spend some time to deep dive in some topic and make some first vision, first understanding. So burn the interest. After that, you need to make extra efforts. You need to provide regular time and regular efforts to keep the pace and try to grow this interest with much more deep diving in the topic or in direction that you are interested in. Yep, in general. So this period is could continue during from three for 18 months. Yeah. And the third step is the last step, when we have some kind of period of creativity is a main growing factor. When you will be a professional guy in some direction, I mean, when you go into deep dive in some area that you are interested in, and your discipline factor will be applied on enough level, definitely you're going to have some level of mastery choose direction, yep, of your movement and or area that you are interested in. And after that, on the third step, you're going to be able to provide some creativity. So you, in your soul, will be born professional passion, we can say, yep. And this timeline confirmed of our career BA career path. When we have junior guy, he just interested, his interest was born some time ago. Yeah, he started doing something in business analysis area. After that, he growing up because he deep diving in that practice. And when he able to when he is on some level of maturity, and when he able to combine some knowledge, some habits, some practices, etc., 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 he start creativity. In that moment, in his soul, in his head, professional passion will be born. And this is the third step, creativity opportunities. So work environment and career path capabilities just going to make just will appear as the main factors on your way. Yeah, work environment and career path capabilities. You need to analyze them. You need to be focused on them. Yep. And discipline and interest as a behavior part and lifestyle become true from after, in general, after 18 months of your work on something in some direction, etc., in some area, yeah, at some area. So you need to understand this motivation lifeline when you think about your career, when you think about some kind of professional opportunities, when you want to study something, when you do something in your life, maybe not only in work area. You need to understand the main accents. The key thing in that scheme is the next timeline and focus of your attention. You need to know and you need to understand this dynamic of motivation lifeline. Only in that case, you will be able to control everything on enough level. This is the key sense of this slide, guys. So please think about, but deeply. The next one. I like this phrase. Unfortunately, I can't remember where I heard that, but I think that maybe some famous IT entrepreneurs could say that. But idea is great. You can born a brilliant or even more genius idea, but without execution discipline, you won't achieve any significant results. Absolutely true. Absolutely true. We have understanding of motivation on one hand, but on another hand, we need to have enough execution discipline. Only in that case, we have a form and we have fulfillment of our life. And fulfillment of our life, enough fulfillment, depends on execution discipline, because when you aware, when you about something that you want, when you going to be, when you build your plan of movement, it is great, but this is a half of the way. It's real half of the way. Not so hard, but this is a half. The most hardest part is execute this way till the end. This is a key idea. And when we think about the way in general, we should also understand, and I want to share with you guys, some kind of mental trap on that way. Yep. We have motivation factors. We have the roots of these factors. We are aware about them. We just analyze them very well. That's great. But on this way, we have definitely mental trap that is that could exist in for everyone of us, yeah, for everyone on that call, and not only. Yep. So what is the trap? This is a gap. We are confused, or we are discouraged, or we are unmotivated, or we are dismotivated or unmotivated when we faced with this gap. And the main thing that we are not realize this gap. We think about only one part, goals, or the second part, results, but without understanding where is the gap or where is the root of these gaps. We have the balance behind goals and results. Yep. We have expectations. Our expectations. If we going to do something, we will get, or we cover this goal, we will get the next results. Yep, 1, 2, 3, 4. But this is always choice behind our ambitions and behind the abilities and capabilities to do that. And this is the main trigger when our ambitions and abilities and capabilities are disbalanced. This means for us that we will be demotivated at all in some period of time of our on our way, on our movement way. Yep. So this is the key mental trap. How we should work with that? In very simple manner. We need to understand and we need to grow the discipline components. Yep. First of all. And we're going to provide you, as I promised before, we're going to provide you some kind of metrics and some kind of model. Yeah, we can say how we can balance our ambitions and abilities and capabilities. But before that, we need to deep dive again in our behavioral style and understand what things fulfill this object, yeah, behavior style. So what is that? In practice, these they are goals control, self-control, persistence, motivation awareness, and be realistic. Yeah, so 5 things that should be highlighted in your head every time when you analyze your behavior style. And what is it? And we have the second component that could support the right or correct behavior style on that way. This is a diligence, and we have the components or characteristics that you should train. This is the one more value for you guys during this webinar. This is a checklist of your diligence characteristics. So willpower control, this is a habit, yeah? Environment assessment, you need to understand your environment. Constant professional skills training, definitely yes, because again, this is a part of behavior, persistence, yep? Keeping fit, mental fit, physical fit. Without that, we won't have anything. Constant work on ideas and thoughts. It's a real habit in our life. Please make the pause. Make the pause during the day. Make the pause during your work process. And think, just provide the habit to think 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes just about some things that you are working on. And I mean, first of all, ideas, working ideas, etc. What only on that things. This habit, this everyday habit, all of these characteristics could be covered by your everyday habits. Yep. To work or to think. Yep. And this characteristic, constant work on ideas and thoughts, provides to you some kind of the window, or inside your mind, inside your thoughts, or mindful process, to concentrate your attention and brainstorm your ideas and develop your ideas step by step with a simple habit every day, 15, 20. It depends on yourself. Yep. What do you want? If you could provide the 10 minutes, okay, it's enough. But day by day, you're going to grow with your ideas, and on some step, with some day, this idea will be born, yeah, in good condition, and you're going to realize that because you growing up your interest inside yourself about that or this idea or thought. Prioritization and concentration. Of course, this is our best practices. Yep. Prioritization and concentration. Mood control. It's really important, because to keep good mood, to be open-minded, to be an open-minded person, to provide the openness, to provide enough flexibility, to provide adaptability. Yep, in our life, all these things depends somehow on our mood control. And be a doer. This is a key characteristic that allows you to be success in general. Yep. Diligence means these characteristics at all of them. Yep. All these characteristics equal sense of diligence, and diligence provides support your behavioral style. Yeah, behavior style and its components. So please do the next, or third one, I guess, homework. Yeah, home task. Please think about this checklist and your behavior style, components. What kind of components you should correct? What kind of characteristics you want to train to make your life successful and to make your life easy as a business analyst, with the same time growing your capacity and growing your efficiency. Yep, on your way. Personal potential self-assessment approach. As I promised, when we understand our mental trap, when we understand what we're going to do with mental trap to train some kind of characteristics, yep, we need to understand and we need to cover all information about motivation factors and about our abilities. Yep, to get to make some balance behind them. This practice allows you to be concentrated, to be efficient, and don't spend extra efforts for things that that won't provide to you any kind of progress. Yep. So what is that? This is some kind of matrix, and this matrix contains 4 parts. First part is self-estimation part description. The second is motivation part description. The third one is experience part description, and the last one, or the most interesting part for you, preferable direction for moving, part description. And in the first part, you going to describe strengths, your strengths, professional strengths, personal strengths, growing areas that you want to move, or you are moving right now in that areas or through these areas. Weaknesses, of course, because you need to understand what kind of sides of your personal behavior you should control. Yeah. The second one, motivation, ambitious. You need to describe them, goals, make the goals related to this ambitious, decompose ambitious into the goals, and provide some kind of preferable results, or describe concrete preferable results that should be achieved. After that, you going to describe your experience, general experience, best case experience, worst cases experience. All these three things could be depicted, or could be formed in one big mind map, for example, for the best usage. And based on this information, or inside the process of thinking on that information, you're going to understand your abilities, and you need to match the preferable directions for the moving based on your abilities and based on your real ambitions. And these preferable directions of moving provide to you, or just highlight inside your thoughts, highlight to you the skills that should be trained, useful habits that should be created, professional areas and directions that is on your way, and you maybe don't think about them in intensive manner. And right now you can think more deeply where you go, how you go, and what should be achieved. So this is mental exercise that definitely allows to you to understand where you're going, what should be balanced, and how you do that based on your conditions. To this exercise allows you in reality to don't be in the mental trap behind ambitions and capabilities. This is a key thing to keep your motivation on in natural way inside yourself. I think that you realize it, you catch the idea. So this is key exercise that we want to highlight for you, or we want to propose you to do when you're going to have the time. And we think that the beginning of the year is the right time to do such exercise. And this exercise definitely is going to provide a lot of insights, and you will definitely be happy with them, because this thinking process allows to you just to prioritize your actions, train your habits and skills, and be a more organized person. The last question before Q&A session: possible way how to optimize work balance. Very, very painful question for all business analysts. As you can see, guys, if we going to count the all amount of our work time, by the way, our work time amount could be different for different BAs. Absolutely. You not the whole time in the day, but the your real work time in the day, during the day. So you can have the work time on the level of 10 hours. Somebody could have the working time on the level of 12 hours or 14 hours, even more. It's life. Somebody 5 hours, it's okay also. So, but the key thing based on statistics, statistic information, or statistics in general, is the next. If you spend 50% of your time on strategic goals execution, you will definitely achieve them. 50%, this is a border, this is a cross line. Again, 30% of your time you should use for your operational work, and 20% time, in ideal case, again, in ideal case, you're going to provide for your personal growing process. To know something new, to study, to certify, to provide some kind of new experience in your life, etc., etc., etc. So you can see, we talk about the, first of all, we are talking right now about the work part, the work part of your life. But this is the final exercise for you guys. Please chronometrate your time during 1 week, and please think about your wishes and needs, ambitious, etc. The metrics of or tool of to make analysis of your surrounding, etc. And on the other hand, you need to have some kind of part for comparison this information that you get with results that you have right now. And if you will see that less than 50% of your time at work is not related to your work strategic goals, that's bad because you need to cover this part of your life, your work life, with some extra efforts, extra time, etc. So that is why this is ideal case of time decomposition for your work balance, not work-life balance, just work balance. Yep. And please provide some kind of analysis of your work time during 1 week and try to understand is the real picture allows you to achieve the goals and ambitious, or to cover ambitious and achieve the goals that you have right now, or in general. Yep. So this is a last mental exercise, and not only mental exercise, for you guys. And I think that the best way for us is to work constantly on that question of motivation, of ourselves motivation, and the way how we can do that, how we control that. We should work on these things constantly during all our working life. So I think that these conclusions can allow us to close the main idea in that topic that we want to share with you, and we hope that these 5 exercises they are really will be useful for you guys. And I want to thank you. I want to say thank you. And right now we're going to have some kind of Q&A time. So, Tatiana, do we have some questions
Yes.
for us?
Yeah, hi. Thank you. Thank you, Dmitry, for a very interesting presentation. It was really inspiring, motivating.
Thank you so much.
And, you're very comprehensive, I would say. So we have a couple of questions and a gratitude from Agnieszka. And also she has a question. What is more important for self-motivation, to focus rather on our strengths or weaknesses? Is it worth investing time in area of weaknesses?
I can say you guys that this is a real good question. Thank you for this question. Really, thank you. So the first of all, the modern managerial practice, modern managerial practice provides to us some kind of answer or best practice. So, guys, we have a couple of approach. I will describe both of them. According to the first approach, you should train your strengths and you should cover your weaknesses by cooperation with people who can support your weaknesses or weak sides, of in your work, in your life. So in that case, you're going to be closer to mastery, absolutely mastery level in strengths, in strength side, and this allowed you to make the biggest progress in short-term perspective, especially, and in long-term perspective as well. But we have another approach that just highlighted for us, that highlights for us some kind of other idea. So it depends. You should understand very well your weaknesses and your strengths, and you should compare your weaknesses and your strengths with the goals that you want to cover. So please make some kind of analysis. Do you have enough strengths or less weaknesses that allows or don't allow you to cover your goals? Yep. And you should train both of them if you want to cover the goal. This approach, I like the second approach more. Why? Because the first one is faster approach, really, especially if you are on managerial position, sorry, you are manager, and you can cover your weaknesses with your subordinates, skills, abilities, etc. Not really difficult thing, yep, if you have the right people around you. But the second approach provides to you in strategic perspective, I think that more balanced capacity in general, because when you're going to train your weaknesses, you're going to grow personally, and your growing will be more rich than in compare with a case if you concentrate your attention only, for example, of some special strength sites. Yep. And in strategic perspective, in my opinion, based on my experience, when you're going to train your weaknesses, you will provide more capacity in the future. That is my answer. I hope that it is useful for you, Agnieszka. Tatiana?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Dmitry. So we have one more question, but before I would like to ask our audience, if you like Dmitry's presentation, please say thank you by giving a badge on the page of the webinar. Yeah, it will be very nice. So, okay.
Thank you, guys. And this, I can say that this badge is not only for me, this badge for the whole business analysis community enthusiasts.
Sure. Yeah. But your investment is very great, I would say.
Thank you.
All right, we have another question from Stanislav. What if I don't have any job-related ambitions and not motivated to work and grow at all?
Oh, I think that you are under stress. I can say that you definitely is under stress. Maybe this stress is realized by yourself or from your side, or maybe not yet. But I think that we have everyone could have in short-term perspective. Guys, please understand me precisely. In short-term perspective, we can have some kind of balance point, yeah, absolute balance point or 0 point, when we need to collect our capacity to do something in our life, when we need to have a time to rethinking about our life, about work life, about personal life, when we need to recover, when we need to concentrate, when we need to be born again. Yep. And this is a part of our life process. It's okay to have such kind of short period of time, but if you have the long period of time, such like this, yep, I think this is a signal of maybe burnout phase. Who knows? We need to understand the details of the case. Please think about that. Or you are on the permanent stress, yeah, and based on these conditions, you need to think, you need to understand what you're going to do. You need to find out again your motivation factors. In short-term perspective, very short-term perspective, again, we could have situation when we don't have any kind of super motivation factors, but it is not true that person doesn't have them at all. Just please try to think about them a little bit more. This is my answer and advice for Stanislav.
Great. Okay, we're out of time. There is
Sure.
one more question from Katarzyna, but I have posted this question to you, Dmitry, so you can directly contact her and
Sure.
discuss this question
No problem.
probably.
Was
And
my pleasure, guys.
yeah, thank you very much for your presentation and participants, and wish you good holidays, a good weekend, I would say.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. Please don't forget to monitor our business analysis community events, and I think that they provide to you a lot of useful information and knowledge. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for your participation, especially for questions. See you.
See you. Bye bye.
Bye.